ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. I'm so excited to be with you. You're listening to us on the Broadway Podcast Network or watching us on Broadway World or on YouTube. And New York City is the artistic home to so many great places to see art. And you don't have to just be in Times Square, smack in the middle of it, to see great work. The New York Classical Theater. Stephen Burdman is here. He's way too fancy and way too titled for this show. Stephen, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Roundtable.
Thank you for having me.
You are celebrating something very special over at the New York Classical Theater. Tell us a little bit about New York Classical Theater and what you're celebrating.
Well, for starters, it's our 25th anniversary celebration, so that is super exciting. We are producing our 46th production, off-Broadway production of Henry the Fourth. It's a blending of parts 1 and part 2. And we will be in Central Park. We will be in Carl Schurz Park on the east side and also in Battery Park in Lower Manhattan.
Which is so exciting. Firstly, I was so scared to say the name of the show, Henry the Fourth, because I was afraid, I was going back to my head, my 5th grade lesson of is it 9? Is it 4? Is it a V? Is it an X? That's what I'm telling you, Stephen. That's why we have Stephen here. How do you, 37 free productions, an equity theater company, over 250,000 audience members, according to the
actually 300,000 over 300,000 audience members at this point. Yeah.
So explain to us, what is the model? How do you stay working? How can we support? How do we, the regular people?
That's great. New York Classical is all about access, and that's the reason we want to do this for you all. It's about people coming to us easily. All our locations, for example, are right near subway or bus locations, public transportation. We are near everything. We really try to make everything. We take the word access to mean so many things. We even have in Carl Schurz Park what we call Take a Seat Week for those who have mobility or disability challenges, any challenges. So that's the show does not move in Carl Schurz Park. We are a nonprofit organization. We raise our full budget. We hire approximately 30 to 35 people for each show. We have no unpaid labor. We are on 3 different union contracts for this show, which means our artists all make pension and healthcare as well. And it's a real, I will tell you, just be very honest, we are about 60% individually funded. Other parts are foundations. We have some wonderful government support from New York City and New York State and the NEA. And that's kind of our story in a short thing.
That's so exciting to make Shakespeare accessible in New York City. Many people, Stephen, I'm sure you hear this all the time. People want to see art. They want to support art. They want to go to the Broadway show. They want to go see the new up and coming something, but not everybody can financially afford it. So what messages and stories have you heard from audience members that have gotten to see and bear witness to the work that you put up with your organization?
Well, that is a great question. The ones that hit me closest to home, I guess, or the ones that I really resonate with me are the children. So this is a perfect opportunity for families to come to the shows. We, having been around 25 years, we started with kids in strollers who are now adults. Some of them are married with children of their own. Actually, on my board sits a board member who likes to say he met me when he was 12 years old, which is super awesome. How exciting is that to have a second generation really attend? The free removing money from this completely and eliminating that barrier completely is wonderful because literally anybody can come, right? And we just we want to serve the broadest audience we possibly can. Henry IV will play to between 7,500 and 10,000 people this summer, and that's a really it's a really wonderful thing to be able to do every year. Sometimes twice a year.
That is amazing. And I know that the location has kind of changed for this. There are times, if I'm reading this correctly, that you guys are in Central Park.
Well, we've been in Central Park at this location for the last 25 years. But the other locations vary year to year. We're at 103 in Central Park West, 103rd Street in Central Park West, and we are actually currently. I just got in from rehearsal, took a quick shower, and but we're in. We do open rehearsal, so people can pop by. We're there from 10 to 3:30 every day, but Fridays, and people can come and watch us put the show together. That's part of our mission as well, to be demystifying of classical theater.
That's what I was going to ask you about. I went to acting school. I did some classical work. I was forced to. It scared me as a young actor.
Mm-hmm.
I hear this a lot from other actors. And then you have people who, many guests of the show who've come on here, and this is what they do. They're experts. They eat and sleep and breathe this classical work. But for the audience that's coming, should we be scared of Shakespeare? Is this something that
No, not at all, actually. So
I need a doctorate to get it, Stephen?
No. So specifically for us, we go in assuming that we don't have what you call in my business, the typical Shakespeare audience, right? The people who have seen the entire canon, 36 or 38 plays, depending upon how you count them, over and over again, and have opinions about this. In fact, a large number of people attend were their first theater experience, and many of them their first Shakespeare experience, period. When I started with the children, the idea is, and my own son, who's 16, has been coming since he's been in the stroller. And he said to me the other day, he said, Dad, I don't understand why my classmates like get all freaked out about Shakespeare. It's like totally clear to me. And I'm like, because you've been exposed to it year after year after year. It's not just me in the house, but he's seen lots and lots of Shakespeare over the years. It's that constant exposure to it that I think just demystifies it. We had one of my favorite youngins, who is now in her, I guess she must be close to 30. She once said, I love this William Shakespeare. What else did he write? She was like, how exciting is this?
So what about the actors? What can you say about the actors that get their equity card through you or get their first credit?
Oh, I mean, yeah. We have people. We hire all professionals. This is what they do for a living. They are professional actors working either in New York City or around the country, film, TV, whatnot. And it's an exciting opportunity, I think, for all. We endeavor on our end to pay them a living wage, more than a living wage, actually. And a competitive union contract wage, so that we can bring to everyone the best talent that you would see, just the same level of talent you would see either an off-Broadway theater, or some people say on a Broadway stage. And then, but we don't charge $300 a seat. So that's a big difference for folks. The other things, we are not concerned about what you wear. You can come in shorts and a t-shirt. You can leave in the middle of the show. If your child needs to go home, then your child needs to go home, and you can come back. Actually, I get a real kick of parents with kids in the strollers, and one of them strolls the child away. They watch, and then they switch, and then they come back. Sometimes they come 2 nights so they can each watch the entire show. So that's super fun for us.
Well, I know that this has been a very big initiative. I've spoken to other theater companies. Some of you guys are people are doing amazing work in New York City about inclusivity in theater. I think we have for a long time thought of inclusivity as race, gender, sexuality, but you having these performances that are accessible, handicap accessible for people has become a real conversation. Some of these old theater houses are not accessible to people. They lose out on the art. So what was the impetus that made you say, like, we need to provide something? We're art for everybody.
We are. It's in our name. We are a New York organization dedicated to a New York audience. For example, New York City currently, the demographics here are just about 60% gold majority, and that's what you will see on our stage, and that's what you will see in our crew in those proportions. The disability, the access to the disability was actually something that we really kicked in last year, because we were like, this is an audience that was not been, we should not be excluding, right? Some of our venues are more challenging. Central Park, for example, is more challenging for those who have mobility challenges, but Carl Schurz Park is perfectly fine. The Battery is completely flat. And we have ramps, so mobility devices can go over curbs and things like that. I think, it's just, how do we keep dropping the barrier? And that's what I'm asking myself year after year after year. And This year also, and this is a big hot buzz topic in the Shakespeare world, is gender parity. So we have particularly the histories. Many of Shakespeare's plays, of course, are almost all male. There's only usually a couple of female roles, but we have actually regendered a number of the roles. So 40% of this current cast are females playing female roles. The characters have been regendered as female, so they're not women playing men roles. We've done that as well, but in this case, it's very exciting that you're going to see Countess Mortimer, who is traditionally played, according to Shakespeare, by a man and is now a female, and that has a very different appeal, and artistically, it's a really exciting scene. Particularly, she has a scene with Northumberland, her father-in-law, not her father-in-law, her brother-in-law's father, and it's a very different dynamic when it's played by a woman talking and explaining, talking about the death of Hotspur to his father rather. So how super exciting. Of course, Mistress Quickly and Lady Percy are played by women, but they also are playing other roles. I like to say in the post Game of Thrones world, I'm very excited to see, powerful women fighters. Worcester is being played by a woman as a woman. That's Aunt Worcester, not my Uncle Worcester. And so so these are kinds of things that are really, I hope pushing the envelope a little bit, but people are really interested in these things.
So if people want to get their tickets or reserve dates or see information, you could go to nyclassical.org, right?
That's correct. We encourage reservations. We have a reservation system. If you make a reservation and it rains, we will, at 6 o'clock, this show's always at 7, at 6 o'clock, we will send out an email to all those who made a reservation that the show is canceled. So you will not have to travel and then kind of go, oh gosh, the park has been rained out. Also, we will send you a program. We're an all green theater company, so all our programs are done on your cell phones right here. And we also have a packet about the play, and that all gets sent out to you in advance, just like a regular off-Broadway show. We send you local restaurants, we send you local parking. We want people to experience exactly what they think if they're going to one of our sister off-Broadway theaters and have the experience with us.
For free.
And what's so exciting this summer, because the Delacorte is under construction, we are the only off-Broadway Shakespeare in Central Park. So if you're missing the Delacorte this summer, yes, I know they've got a wonderful traveling show and they're doing the Comedy of Errors. That's terrific. But if you want to come and see off-Broadway in Central Park, professional level theater, please come and see our show.
Yes, we love those other people, but come on, let's go.
Yes, exactly.
June 11th through the 30th in Central Park.
Correct.
Open rehearsals going on. He literally ran from open rehearsal.
Correct.
Till June 6th, and then June 11th through the 30th in Central Park.
Mm-hmm.
Carl, the other location is July 2nd to the 7th, and then the Battery is going to be July 9th to the 14th. So from June 11th till July 14th, you can see free Shakespeare, free professional union, real deal Shakespeare for free in New York City. You just gave every couple in the world no excuse to have a romantic night. They can't.
That's it. Come early, have a picnic. If you want to bring a group, let me know. I'll be happy to do a Q&A before the show begins. Just call us in our office. And so all the information's at our website, nyclassical.org, nyclassical.org.
Stephen, with all due respect, the artist in me wants to just give you a big hug and say thank you. The businessman in me says, you are insane. What are you all doing? This is amazing.
Yeah, you know what? I tell my board of directors, I'm like, we've been doing this successfully for 25 years, so we're just going to continue on. So, which is great.
It is so inspiring and beautiful that art. As someone, I teach theater in Newark, New Jersey, and a lot of the students, we just had their first experience in a Broadway show. A family cannot afford to go into New York City and see professional theater, a family of 4, and park their car and get a hamburger and go see a show. People can't, they save their money all year. You're giving people the accessibility to see art for free.
So invite your students. That's it.
We're
Invite
going to
their
talk about it.
families. We're open. We're open to everybody, and if they don't have access to the internet, just show up.
Can you tell us a little bit about the cast of this show in particular?
This show has got out of the 10 cast members, 5 are returning. They're been doing many shows with me over the years. We have 4 new people as well. Again, I think we're at a 50% global majority ratio on this current cast, which is awesome because again, the stage looks like, what I like to say is we want our stage to look like a subway at rush hour.
Okay.
So let's look like New York City, and that's exactly what we're doing as well. But hundreds and hundreds of Shakespeare productions amongst this cast. They're all Shakespeare professionals, and cast crew again about 30, 32, 35 people on this particular production. How super exciting is that?
That it is all super exciting. I'm gonna have to make my way down there. I'm gonna have to send you an email and or just sign up, just register.
Yeah, just sign up. We were doing fight rehearsals today at the park, so you're seeing sword fighting in the park. That always, of course, brings crowds together. And costumes show up in about a week and a half or so, and those are being built by our production designer Kindle Almond, and it's a wonderful opportunity if you've never seen the Shakespeare, if theater is a bit of a stretch for your budget, or you can't do it. I mean, with a movie these days, what, $18 to $30, depending upon where you go. If that's too much, we're free. We're free. I mean, yes, we do pass a basket at the end. We have a basket at the end. We ask Venmo and all those things because that's how we honestly survive, right? But it's an opportunity, and if you can't do that, that's okay because that's our mission. Our mission is there to serve you.
So for us, for a regular person, we can go see the support the art, throw a couple bucks in the basket, spread the word. And
correct.
You guys take donations, so we could go.
Yes, we take donations right there or on our website, and we're a 501c3, which means it's fully tax deductible.
And what about for up and coming actors, people that want to work in the stage?
They can audition for me. We hold open general casting through the union, and we do hire all unionized performers at this point for equitable purposes. And but everybody's welcome to audition.
Oh, Stephen, my days of memorizing Shakespeare are long gone. but I am excited to support and be there, and I'm so excited to hear about and grateful for all these organizations that are in New York City. Your organization has bowled me over. When I read the press release, I said free, like free.
Yeah, correct.
What do you guys do throughout the year? I know that there are other events.
Yes, we have another program called New Visions, which is a play development program for plays that are inspired by the classics. It's been a 3-year program. We're in year 3 right now. We started with 328 submissions, and we've now narrowed them down to 2. Those are each getting 1-week equity workshops. Those will result in a public performance as well. That's going to be sometime in September or October. Right now, we don't know the exact date for one of them, then next winter as well for another one. Sometimes we do winter shows as well. And these New Vision plays are the 2 very exciting New Vision plays we're working on are going to eventually have full production as well for free in New York City. Indoors, usually during the winter. We rent a theater, and we have something called refundable reservations. If you can only make it on one night and you need to reserve, we ask you to put some money down for the reservation. And if that is a hardship at the end of the night, we will hand your money back to you in cash.
I have nothing to say, Stephen. You're doing God's work. You're doing God's work for the art. And when people say, I'm not to be political, but when people say, people in office matter, what are tax people's money doing? A lot, the state of New York, the city of New York, and all of the organizations that you contribute to, or you hear people raising money, it goes to creating art like this. These grants and the donations that are giving people jobs and giving art for the entire residents of the whole area. So it's
look, I'll just say real quick, we have one of the most largest talent pools in the world, and how exciting to be able to tap into that, right? And see that right in your backyard. I mean, we're going to be in 3 different locations in Manhattan this summer, you're just a quick subway ride away from all of them.
nyclassical.org, reserve your tickets, go check them out, and maybe we'll have to swing by open rehearsal or definitely catch one of the shows this summer. See, Mr.
Sure.
Schurz, as an actor, thank you so much.
Thank you, Robert. Come on out.
I'm coming out. I'm going to be there. I'm excited. I love to watch Shakespeare. I don't always get it. I get scared of it, and then
You'll get this one. You'll get this one professionally done. As Shakespeare is clear.
Absolutely.
That's what it's down to. You know, we have a voice and speech coach and text coaches that work with the actors. It is super clear. If I've got 5 and 6 year olds who are understanding the show, I'm sure you're going to understand the show.
You're putting a lot of you're giving me a lot of good graces to say that, Stephen. You don't. But come join me. Everybody listening, come join me. Come check it out. Go see the show. It's the perfect thing to do on a nice, beautiful summer evening for sure. Stephen, thank you. It was so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for chatting with us and spending some time. And if you're listening, or watching to us, make sure you reserve your tickets and come on down and check it out. My pleasure. Anytime. Our show's your show.
Take care.